Hush not, child, and don't cry. Your folks might understand you by and by. Just move on up.
I know what he's done for me. Too many are dead and gone, but you're still sparing me. Tell me why envy me. Lord, I pray you defend me from my enemy. Hope I see it through before I go. Not in our hands, it's in God's plan. Don't know where we're headed on this road. Not in our hands, it's in God's plan. I'm standing strong, they fall under me. Won't let them knock me down off my feet. Too many times I fall on my knees. Tryna take the wheel, almost drove off track. Although take the wheel so I won't look back. Oh. See you am like grâce à Dieu. Gardez-vous, t'aimer, malgré pas mérité. Protégez, protégez. Oh, I was down low, but you saved me. I know what he's done for me. Too many are dead and gone, but you're still sparing me. Tell me why envy me. Lord, I pray you defend me from my enemy. Hope I
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sports Cruise live on Milan 98.3 FM. In case you're just joining us for the first time, this is how we get to run our stuff every 6 to 7 p.m. on Mondays all the way down to Friday. This is your one-time sports show on radio in the city of Lagos. How did your weekend go out? If an Arsenal fan, it certainly didn't go exactly as it should be. For a Manchester United fan, it's business as usual. A 2-2 draw, remain 15th position on the log. But if you're a Chelsea fan, if it's not Monday, Chelsea have not won in 2025 in English Premier League. And of course, if you're a Liverpool fan, it's almost as done and dusted. 11 points with just 21 games to go, if I'm not mistaken. 11 games to go, rather. That's 21 points all for grabs, and 11 points already for Liverpool adrift of Arsenal. Arsenal will be traveling to play away at Nottingham Forest in the course of the week, and that will probably be the biggest game for them, because after that game they play PSV in the Champions League, they play Manchester United, and then they play the return leg of the PSV fixtures again, and after then they will be meeting at the winner of Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid. Well, for Mikel Arteta, it looks like it's a done and dusted season for them again, maybe trophyless, because I'm not seeing how you want to win the Champions League with Merino as a top striker. I mean, ably supported by Raheem Sterling. Let's get the conversation going on the show today. We've got so much to talk to you about, and of course, in the English Premier League games were decided this weekend. We'll take you through all of those results. For the Spanish La Liga, it was a fantastic finish for Real Madrid. First goal from, and I'm going to ask you on the show again, which is a better 40-year-old player, Luka Modric or Cristiano Ronaldo? The quality of Luka Modric's goal in Madrid's win over the weekend, that is probably the greatest goal ever scored for Madrid. The volley was exceptional, and he scored quite a lot of goals for Madrid. But where do you place that particular? We're going to talk about that also on the show today. We'll talk about games that were decided in the Spanish La Liga and the German Bundesliga and the French Ligue 1 also, and the Italian Serie A. Demola Lookman, that is the 7th man of the match performance, is winning already this season. 2 goals in 5-0 victory for Atalanta away at Napoli. But guess who also lost this weekend? Napoli. Come on, 1907 defeated them by 2-1. We'll talk about all of that. There were no games in Nigeria Premier Football League this weekend because of the FA Cup games. But of course, we've got something on Martin Bakoli and Joseph Parker. We spent quite a lot of time on it on Friday. I've got an update for you. So it's good to have you join us on the show. I don't get to run this show alone. I've got Agba Tommy in the house. He's a Liverpool fan, by the way. So it looks like it's one leg into their Premier League title again, the 20th. And the first they've won since 2020. They said they won the COVID, Premier League. But now it looks like it's a massive one. 23 games unbeaten. And yesterday, the game everyone thought was going to give them some trouble. In fact, the run of fixtures that people thought they were going to struggle with, beginning from the Merseyside derby, they played a 2-2 draw. They struggled to win Wolves. They struggled to win Wolves by 2-1. They played Aston Villa. They played a 2-2 draw. People thought they were going to draw point away at Manchester City, and the game was done and dusted even before it started. Mohamed Salah becoming the first player to score 40 plus, to get involved with 40 plus for two consecutive seasons.
Exactly.
That's some crazy stuff.
And apart from that, the highest goal scorer 25 goals already this season. I mean, I think it's now it has not gotten to a stage at this point in time where we are beginning to lose or go or can't find any more superlatives to describe the wonderful player he is
and
anymore.
That Salah performance brought in some form of controversy. Sᴘᴏ Carragher, the man that never won the Premier League, is claiming the legend at Liverpool, but of course he knows that he's nowhere close. He's nowhere close to Mohamed Salah right now with the legendary status. And yet again, he brought up more like a backup to what Jurgen Klopp did in terms of belittling the AFCON. And he looked at the fact that if Salah wins the AFCON, it doesn't help him that maybe because he doesn't play in big tournaments, he's not going to win the Ballon d'Or compared to the Euros. And guess who came to defend AFCON? And right, Arsenal legend.
Right,
got a soundbite for you from him, but hey, let's quickly go on a break. When we come back, I'll play the soundbite of Ian Wright. We'll talk about this old disrespect for AFCON. It looks like it's more like a preseason when it comes to, imagine, okay, let's take a break. Let's go and pay some bills. When we come back, we'll break all of that down for you and more. Stick with us.
Hello, my name is Godwin Enoch and I'm a broadcast journalist. Yes, my friend will tell me that I am a sport administrator by accident. Listen every day of the weekday to Sports Cruise on Mainland FM. God bless you.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. The sound of Lagos. Lagos, are you ready to take your event to the next level? From the heart of the city to the center of the nation, Mainland 98.3 FM is bringing the studio to you. Whether it is political rally, a church crusade, a corporate event, or grand celebration, our state-of-the-art outdoor broadcast unit ensures your event is heard live across Lagos and beyond. Real-time event coverage, expert commentary, crystal clear sound. Let's take your story beyond the venue and straight to the people. For bookings and inquiry, call Eric on 070-3328-5797 or visit our social media page, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Mainland 98.3 FM. Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.
Oga, this your
engine don kaput after you make me spend money repairing and repairing. See what you are now saying. Oga, don't be my fault now. I sabi work o. Na your engine no good. If you make hello, my engine.
Do you know that one way to get your engine working efficiently is by buying good quality petrol? That is why Dangote Refinery has refined its petrol to straight run clean petrol, which is quality petrol you can trust for all your engines. It's time to care about your engine. Buy high quality Dangote petrol.
Lagos, are you ready to take your event to the next level? From the heart of the city to the center of the nation, Mainland 98.3 FM is bringing the studio to you. Whether it is political rally, a church crusade, a corporate event, or grand celebration, our state-of-the-art outdoor broadcast unit ensures your event is heard live across Lagos and beyond. Real-time event coverage, expert commentary, crystal clear sound. Let's take your story beyond the venue and straight to the people. For bookings and inquiry, call Eric on 070-3328-5797 or visit our social media page, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Mainland 98.3 FM. Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your pilot speaking. Today we have some special passengers on board. 3 Betano members are going to England to watch Aston Villa live. Congratulations, Emeka, Yemi, Ibrahim.
Play with Betano and stand a chance to win an all-inclusive trip to the UK to watch live the big game of Aston Villa versus Tottenham. Betano, proud partner of Aston Villa. Play responsibly. Available only to those over the age of 18. The promo is valid from November 1st to February 28th, 2025.
Oga, this your engine don kaput after you don't make me repair. See the kind thing wey you dey talk. Oga, don't be my fault now. I sabi work o. Na your engine no good. Hello, my engine.
My people, una sabi say one way to make sure say una motor and generator engine them work wella na to dey buy ogbonge quality petrol. That na why Dangote Refinery don't find way to refine their petrol to give us ogbonge quality straight run petrol. This na better quality petrol wey you fit trust o. Time don reach to care for una engine them. Buy better quality Dangote petrol.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your pilot speaking. Today we have some special passengers on board. 3 Betano members are going to England to watch Aston Villa live. Congratulations, Emeka, Yemi, Ibrahim.
Play with Betano and stand a chance to win an all-inclusive trip to the UK to watch live the big game of Aston Villa versus Tottenham. Betano, proud partner of Aston Villa. Play responsibly. Available only to those over the age of 18. The promo is valid from November 1st to February 28th, 2025.
Lagos, are you ready to take your event to the next level? From the heart of the city to the center of the nation, Mainland 98.3 FM is bringing the studio to you. Whether it is political rally, a church crusade, a corporate event, or grand celebration, our state-of-the-art outdoor broadcast unit ensures your event is heard live across Lagos and beyond. Real-time event coverage, expert commentary, 3328-5797 or visit our social media page, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Mainland 98.3 FM. Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.
Good morning, my people. Now your pilot dey hail una. Today we get special passengers for inside plane. 3 Betano members they go England to go watch Aston Villa match live. Big congratulations to Emeka, Yemi, and Ibrahim.
Play with Betano and you will get chance to enter UK for free to go watch the match between Aston Villa and Tottenham. Betano, na proud partner of Aston Villa. Play responsibly. Now only for people who don't pass 18 years. This promo go dey run from November 1st, 2024 to February 28th, 2025.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM.
Sport Cruise, 6 p.m. weekdays on 98.3 Mainland FM. The cruise never stops.
How you doing, everybody? Just got a little something on my chest. I can ask some people out there. Is there ever a tournament more disrespected than the African Cup of Nations? There's no greater honour, none, as a sports person, than representing your country. The coverage is completely tinged with racism, completely tinged. We played our Euros across 10 countries in the middle of a pandemic, and there's no issue at all. But Cameroon, a single country hosting a tournament, is a problem. You're getting journalists asking players, players getting asked if they will be honouring the call-ups for their national teams, if they will be honouring. Imagine if that was an English player representing the Three Lions. Have you ever heard anybody asking an English player if will he be honouring the call-up? Can you imagine the furore? Loads of the best players in Europe right now are African. And if we love them at club level, why can't we love them at international level like their counterparts from across the globe? Why can't we? Why is this tournament constantly getting so much flack? I've got to say shout out to the countries that have qualified, the players like Sebastian Haller, who are taking a stand against the media backlash. The media, plus Patrick Vieira. Patrick Vieira coming out and speaking about this. And this is, again, why it's important that you do have a black manager who can let people understand where his roots are and how important this tournament is for African people. The shaming has gone on for too long. I just want to wish Cameroon all the success with hosting this tournament. And like I say to the players, all the very, very best to you and the fans.
You just heard was the voice of Ian Wright, and he was talking about the fact that why is the African Cup of Nations this much disrespected? Why is it that the coverage and the staging of this is so laced with racism? He's talking about the fact that during the COVID, the Euros was held in 10 different cities across Europe, and heaven did not fall. But now we have a tournament that will be hosted by just one single country, and this level of disrespect, we've seen it across board. Managers, club CEOs disrespecting players. So very clear. I'm not sure if there's anybody else that could, be in a better position than to talk about this than Ian Wright. And he talked about the fact that, would you ask a Declan Rice, for instance, if he's going to play for England, or would you ask maybe Harry Kane if he's going to play for England, or would you ask Cțăoᴛᴏʀᴛ if he's going to play for France, or Kylian Mbappé if he's going to play for France? Would you ask Luka Modric, that is 40 and is still the captain of the Croatian national team, if he's going to play for Croatia? Why should you be asking an African player if they would play for their country? Why would you be asking an African player when they get called up by their country, if they would honor the national call-up? And Yarada said it all. There's no greater honor in this life than representing your country. There's no bigger honor than that. You can win everything you want to win at club football. Like I keep saying it, Messi could have won everything with Barcelona. He still would never be a Spanish legend. He's just going to be a Barcelona legend. That is why he's so much needed to win something with his native Argentina. And in between that period, he lost two Copa America finals to Chile, sandwiched a World Cup in between. He lost it as well. But you knew how much winning Qatar 2022 World Cup meant to Lionel Messi, despite the fact that he feels like, hey, I don't owe anybody anything.
Even before he also won the World Cup. He won in 2021 Copa America as well.
Exactly. I mean, that was like the deal breaker. And he said it at that point. He knew that whatever it is that is left for him with the national team was just an icing on the cake. That winning the trophy with Argentina was the peak of everything in his footballing career. So you ask yourself, because you feel like your best top players would have to leave at some point in the season, And I don't blame anybody else. I blame CAF. At different times, Agbatomi, CAF had to lean back and bend into the demands of European club owners. Remember that we never used to have AFCON in January.
Of course.
We never used to have AFCON in the odd years before. It was always at the normal year until we changed it. We won the AFCON in 2013.
Exactly.
We were not supposed to have AFCON in 2014. That was why the Cጶlopolo of Zambia were very angry that they did not enjoy their status as defending champions for 2 years.
Exactly.
They won AFCON in 2012.
2012.
Then there was another AFCON in 2013 because we wanted to change it to accommodate the European calendar.
That's true.
So instead of us having 2 years defending champion, Zambia was just 1 year as defending champion, and the Super Eagles won in after then. So it's been one problem or the other. Clubs not releasing players. Club owners coming out to say, I'm not going to sign black players because they live for one little tournament.
The Laurentiis, that's the owner of Napoli.
We've also seen Jurgen Klopp making some distasteful remarks about the AFCON. What exactly is causing this level of disrespect for Africa's biggest, football tournament?
Okay, to be honest, the disrespect is far too much and far too many, to be honest. There is this stereotype that comes with being black. There's this stereotype that comes with you having a black skin. And it just continues, and it's very, very rampant, right there in Europe. I remember, some time ago, around, was it 2 years or 3 years ago, when Jurgen Klopp was also asked as well, and then he said that it was a late tournament. But then he also came out at that point in time to, dispel all of that, apart from the work. To be honest, this thing is being encouraged by journalists just as you and myself, because I am right also. It also made me. Yes, they are also journalists. No, you don't understand what I'm talking about. I'm talking about journalists like ourselves. They are also journalists as well.
Use ourselves.
No. What is similar to them being journalists?
Hold it.
Okay, fine.
Don't roll me.
Okay, fine.
Journalists, pro-African, 100.
See, there are African journalists out there. I'll not mention their name now on national radio. There are journalists out there that would ask questions and throw us under the bus, just like what Gasperini did to Ademola Lookman. See, I'm struggling to mention his name, and I just want to do that, but I'm not going to do that here. Apart from that, just like what you mentioned, how many journalists will go out there and ask Declan Rice that, will you go and be representing England at the World Cup? How many journalists will go and ask what's his name, Alikane, that would he be representing England at the Euros? Even the Nations League that I categorize as being important.
It's not even as important as CAF Champions League.
The Nations League is a pet project of CAF just to bring in more money and also UEFA rather, and also to clutter the calendar. This thing is getting rampant. So
now let me give for the people listening to us, let me give you a back end to the story. After Liverpool's game against Manchester City, questions were asked about the performance of Mo Salah, and being the first player to go to have 40 plus goals involvement in back-to-back seasons. So question was being asked that, has he done enough to win the Ballon d'Or if Liverpool goes on to win the English Premier League?
Exactly.
Then the very, very fake Liverpool legend, Jimmy Carragher, always on the wrong side of history for whatever reason. And sometimes when you look at some of these analysts, you're just wondering, Carragher knows how every single ball needs to be played, but guess what? He's scored more own goals for Liverpool than his goal is scored for them. I think the only defender that has more own goals than Jimmy Carragher was former Manchester City captain Richard Dunn.
Maybe you should also put into consideration Martin Skrtel as well for Liverpool.
Exactly. Liverpool are always in that scheme of things. And Jimmy Carragher came out to say that if Liverpool wins the Champions League and Salah and Liverpool also wins the Premier League, that he may not have done enough if it's a year when there is Euros, if he wins AFCON. So the person asked, I think it was I can't remember who asked the question, because on that discussion there was Roy Keane, there was Jimmy Carragher, there was Micah Richards. There was also Ian Wright. All of them were on that panel. I think it's CBS Sports, whatever. Yeah. And so the question was, if Salah wins AFCON, because this is AFCON year, if Salah wins AFCON, has he done enough? And then Carragher just went ballistic
to no man's land,
saying that what is AFCON?
Okay,
that if
The last time an African won the Ballon d'Or was in 1999, and that was George Weah. 1999, Liberia did not play in the World Cup.
Liberia
I've
never qualified for the
World Cup.
But an African player
won the Ballon d'Or. African Footballer of the Year, exactly.
Won the European Footballer of the Year and won the World Footballer of the Year the same season.
Which is the Ballon d'Or. Now there is this malignation that is rampant with Africans as well as African footballer, and it just would not stop, okay, until we put an end to it. Okay?
Maybe it's because we've refused to grow our own league.
Okay, no. Apart from that, okay, I don't think it is. I don't think it is alien, or should I say, I don't think it is. It is only the narrative for African footballers. I mean, being black yourself, take a look at what what's his name, Vinicius Junior also goes through in the Spanish La Liga. The rate of racism, the Getafe's Uche Cristantus as well. I mean, you need to have seen how it was abused racially just a couple of weeks ago. I think late last year as well. Okay, I mean, this is not about being an African footballer. This is just about being. Now, I also remind you of last year after Argentina won the Copa America, when they were in the bus, and what's his name, Enzo Fernandez and his squad were singing
the team song,
saying the C word, saying the fact that they were born to African mothers, exactly, call their names and everything. Okay, I mean, it is very unfortunate that these things are happening, and until we stop this, and that's why I said that journalists like you and myself are causing this thing. Because why would you go and ask an African footballer that are you going to be honoring the invitation of your club? See, a lot of players have been mentioned that the highest thing or the biggest success they can ever achieve is representing the national team. Do you know what it means to represent a national team in national tournaments of Kwemi? And now you are going to ask, even a friendly match, not even a competitive game. Now you are going to ask an African footballer if he will be going to the AFCON. Now, okay, fine. The AFCON has now been moved to December. 2025 AFCON is going to be played by December. December ending from summer. From summer to winter, January, February. See, Okwemi, we need to change this narrative, and until we change this narrative, these things would not stop. These things would not stop, Okwemi.
I really hope it does, though, because and I want to, partially agree with Agbatomi and on the issue of institutionalized racism, and it looks like it's a campaign against black players, and they're taking it to a different level right now. Coincidentally, just yesterday afternoon, I was reading something about the journey of Mario Balotelli, how much racism it faced, even to the point of Italian fans saying that blacks cannot play for Italy. Italians are not blacks. And it went to it's so bad that your own people are even the one racially abusing you. So whatever idea Jamie Carragher was spilling out, it's more like an institutionalized racism. Because there's no way you would open your mouth and come on TV to say that. Even when Michael Richards corrected him, that AFCON is a major tournament, he went like, I'm absolutely disappointed. Disappointed in what exactly?
An African journalist posted a picture. An African journalist that is based overseas, he posted a picture of what's his name now? Achraf Hakimi, N'Golo Kante, what's his name now? Dembele. I'm trying what I'm supposed to remember the last French player, and he said, "Guess who is the African in this picture?"
I think that should be Omar Katuba. Was that Omar Katuba that posted it?
I didn't say anything.
No.
I'm just saying.
Why you put something on the public space?
You should be responsible for it.
You should be responsible for it, and you should be ready to withstand the consequences of it.
Achraf Hakimi, of course, represent Morocco.
They were in Saudi Arabia
for the what is it called now?
I think they went for the lesser Hajj. So they were black players. Yes. They were playing for France. And then
the white player, which is Achraf Hakimi,
they were playing for Morocco
and Brahim Diaz.
So there was Brahim Diaz, there was Achraf Hakimi,
exactly.
There was there's this other Hakim Ziyech.
Yes.
There was I saw the picture.
Exactly.
And I'm like, and then he posted it. And
why would you do something like that?
He puts in I think it's Rudiger, N'Golo Kante,
Dembele,
Ousmane Dembele, and then he posted it and he said, "Guess who plays for French national team?" And I'm like, how would you wake up and you call yourself a journalist of international repute, and then you're
an African journalist for that matter,
your phone to tweet this kind of distasteful
and condescending,
and moronic and condescending post in the name of wanting to look for traffic.
It's crazy.
And trust Nigerians. People came for him under that tweet because he eventually dropped the tweet, by the way.
He dropped it.
Because I feel like, how would you, that you're well positioned, you've been at the level of it, you're respected to the point that you've interviewed the biggest coaches,
the biggest of names in Germany, Alonso as well,
and then you woke up one day to make such a distasteful post.
It's so crazy.
It's wrong.
It's
and
really
in every
crazy.
wrong of it, because when you see club owners saying they will not sign black players because they will leave in the middle of the season to go to AFCON.
Exactly.
Like Gasperini that has never won a tournament in 19 years as a manager, and somebody scored a hat-trick for you, and you're saying that he's the worst penalty taker ever you've ever seen.
And now he's not coming out to say that he didn't mean it that way.
How else did he mean it? He didn't mean to get him angry.
How else did he mean it? Okay.
And I like Ademola Lookman's post. He said from pain to power.
Apart from that, you see his response as well.
Look at his first goal. He man of the goalkeeper, man of the match, the 7th man of the match for the season.
That's what an African footballer would do for you.
When he was out. Now, Atalanta played 5 games. They had only 1 victory when Ademola Lookman was out.
Yes.
Bro came in the Champions League when you already lost the first leg. Before he came in the second leg, you already considered 3 goals in front of your fans.
Yeah.
He came in at 30-something seconds into his appearance. After coming off a long injury, he got a goal for you. He got another one that was disqualified. Then he got a penalty.
Take a look at the track record of Africans that have won things or important things for their clubs.
They played a major role.
2012 scored the winning penalty. Victor Osimhen as well was also part and parcel, in fact, important to Champions League. Look at other players as well. Mohamed Salah for Liverpool. Sadio Mane for Liverpool. So why is this nomination, for the African players?
You cannot talk about the modern history of Chelsea today and not talk about their first major signing in 𝐴ᴄ.
Never.
You cannot talk about and not mention Mikel Obi.
Yes.
I not mention Didier Drogba. Yes. I not mention Solomon Kalou. I not mention these big players that have written their
even Samuel Eto'o for Inter Milan as well. Yes.
And you're coming out to open your mouth, and you're coming out to open your filthy mouth to say
in as much as
regarding AFCON as a major tournament is disrespectful.
In as much as Jimmy Carragher is a club legend of the club I support.
He's your club legend.
It was very, very disappointing, and I hate to say that.
Rijab corrected him. I didn't see his body language like, hey, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed at what? AFCON is a continent championship.
Major championship, major championship. Major championship. See, I can say it anywhere, Kwemi, that the AFCON is bigger than the Copa America, bigger
and
than the Euros, Kwemi. Yes.
Trust people. Somebody now went to bring the video where that referee ended a match in the 85th minute or 89th minute or thereabout, and somebody said this is what he's talking about, I could provide hundreds of videos of World Cup, of Euros, of Copa America, where referees had made a mess of this.
We make mention of the fact that things are not being done well in our tournament. But the thing is,
it's not perfect.
We are giving a bad PR.
We saw the last Euros, and then we saw the last AFCON. Everybody agreed that the last AFCON was better than the last Euros.
Better than last Euros.
Yes.
Better goals,
in terms of the
better quality
of the goals, better competitiveness of the team. Officiating was perfect.
Yes.
Officiating at the last AFCON was near perfect.
Okay, see pictures of London. Take a look at pictures of the shanties of London.
And then somebody will carry their 2 left legs and say,
and someone will come here and no, come on.
Please, let's leave Carragher and these Liverpool people. They always
come on. Don't Carragher is different.
He's a legend of your club.
We can decide to take him out. He has not won the Premier League. He has only won Champions League. Come on.
He won the Champions League.
Yes, he won the Champions League.
He's a Liverpool legend.
Well,
your legend has put in track. Let me run you through some of the fixtures of games that were decided yesterday and on Saturday. Then there are also games to be expected tonight. And guess what? The English Premier League also returns tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday. So there's always so much to look out for. Manchester United played a 2-2 draw away at Everton at Goodison Park. Everton are unbeaten in 6 games. Now they have 4 wins and 2 draws. Arsenal lost at the Emirates Stadium, a loss that certainly cemented them going as trophyless this season, except they win the Champions League. There's also Bournemouth versus Wolves. I'm not going to lie, say what you want to say. Wolves won away at Bournemouth, and in fact, it's crazy enough. Let me break this to you. Only one club on Saturday won at home. And that's Aston Villa, against Chelsea. And even Aston Villa, they conceded first before Chelsea had to pull back. Well, Aston Villa, they 2-1.
Chelsea pull back where? Where you pull back to? Okay, you don't do that, please.
You got the banter. Aston Villa at Villa Park defeated Chelsea by 2-1. Brighton away at St. Mary's defeated Southampton by 4-0. Tottenham Hotspur went to Ipswich Town and defeated Ipswich by 4-1. Crystal Palace also went to their London neighbours at Craven Cottage against Fulham and defeated Fulham by 2-0. Wolves also went to Bournemouth and defeated Bournemouth by 1-0. West Ham came to the Emirates Stadium and defeated their London, maybe not rival, but I think West Ham are bigger than Arsenal in the last 15-20 years now. I mean, they won the UEFA Conference League, right?
Well, they did.
Exactly.
At least they won an European tournament.
I mean, West Ham defeated Arsenal by 1-0, and Manchester United and Everton played a 2-2 draw. Deportivo Alaves also lost at home by 1-0. Villarreal lost at home. Villarreal won away at Rayo Vallecano by 1-0. Valencia lost at home to Atletico Madrid by 3-0. And Las Palmas were beaten by Barcelona by 2-0. So all the home games for the Spanish La Liga on Saturday also went in defeat. No home win on Saturday in the Spanish La Liga. In the Premier League, there is only one home win in the entire Premier League.
Aston Villa.
For Saturday. Borussia Mönchengladbach also lost at home to Augsburg. Bayer Leverkusen defeated Austin S away from home as well. And Mainz 05 won at home against St. Pauli by 2-1. VfB Bochum played a 1-1 draw with Wolfsburg, and Borussia Dortmund defeated Union Berlin by 6-0. Parma defeated Bologna by 2-0. Venezia Lazio played a goalless draw. Torino defeated AC Milan by 2-1, and Inter Milan defeated Genoa by 1-0. Lille defeated Monaco by 2-1. Saint-Étienne played a 3-3 draw in the French Ligue 1 against Angers, and Auxerre defeated Marseille by 3-0. That is definitely one of the surprise results of the French Ligue 1. On Sunday in the English Premier League, Newcastle had to come from a goal down against Nottingham Forest to win by 4-3. In fact, they scored 4 goals in 11 minutes. Alexander Isak getting 2 goals in the space of 5 minutes, and that means his 50th goal in 76 Premier League games. Is 19 goals in the league and crazy. 21 goals in all competition. Is in a mad space.
And the type of goals he scores are not just any goals.
And becoming the first Swedish player to get 50 goals on fewest games. Now he's even 7th of all-time players to score 50 goals. Alan Oda record 50 goals in 48 games.
Yes.
Isak have now scored 50 goals in 76 Premier League games.
Wow.
That's some crazy result. They defeated Nottingham Forest by 4-3. Manchester City lost at home also to Liverpool. In the Spanish La Liga, Athletic Club Bilbao defeated Real Valladolid by 7-1. Hey, he's giving Gary Neville a kind of result when he was at Valencia. Real Madrid defeated Girona by 2-0. Luka Modric scoring arguably the goal of the season, and of course Vinicius Junior getting the second, benefited from a Kylian Mbappe beautiful assist. Getafe also lost at home to Real Betis by 2-1, and Real Sociedad defeated Leganes by 3-1. In the German Bundesliga, RB Leipzig played a 2-2 draw with FC Eldheim. Bayern Munich played a 4-0 victory over entrenched Frankfurt, and of course Hoffenheim and VfB Stuttgart played a 1-1 draw. Como 1907 defeated Napoli by 2-1. Hellas Verona defeated Fiorentina by 1-0. Empoli lost at home to Atalanta by 5-0. Demola Lookman getting 2 goals in that particular one, and Juventus defeated Cagliari by 1-0. In the French League, Nantes defeated Lens by 3-1. Toulouse defeated Havre by 4-1. Nice defeated Montpellier by 2-1. Strasbourg and Brest played a goalless. At least Brest should breathe. They had a 10-0 aggregate defeat to PSG in the Champions League. And of course, the biggest game on the French League on this weekend was Olympique Lyonnais at home against PSG. 2-3 it ended in favor of PSG, and of course Achraf Hakimi getting the first goal in the 53rd minute from an assist from Barcola. Ousmane Dembele also getting the second one in the 59th minute from an assist from Kvaratskhelia, and of course Lyon trying to stage a comeback got a goal by Shekik in the 83rd minute before Achraf Hakimi got the second for himself after picking up a yellow card in the 36th minute. In the 85th minute, Tolisso actually pulled one back for Lyon, courtesy of an assist from former Arsenal defender Maitland-Niles. Remember the wing back for Arsenal, but of course it was more of a consolation for Lyon as they lost at home by 3 goes to 2 against PSG. Those are the games that were decided over the weekend in all of the major leagues across Europe. There are games tonight in the Spanish La Liga. Sevilla will be hosting Real Mallorca by 9 p.m. In the Italian Serie A, there's AS Roma at the Stadio Olimpico versus Monza by 8:45. And of course, in the English Championship, there's a game between Sheffield United and Leeds. It's a game that will cement Leeds United position at the top of the championship. Well, there's a game going on in the Turkish league, the biggest game in the Turkish league so far. This is Galatasaray at home to Fenerbahce. It's still goalless, and the game is already in the 43rd minute of that particular one. Those are the games that we expect to have tonight in all of the major leagues across Europe. Let's give you some boxing stories. Martin Bakole set for main fight in New York after knockout defeat to Joseph Parker. Martin Bakole suffered a knockout defeat to Joseph Parker on Saturday night after stepping in for Daniel Dubois in a 2 days notice after the IBF heavyweight champion fell ill. Bakole's promoter Ben Shalom says the Congolese fighter has been promised a big fight in New York in May. Bakole is set to be rewarded with a big heavyweight bout in New York City in May following his knockout defeat to Joseph Parker. Bakole flew into Riyadh at a 2 days notice to replace the IBF champion Daniel Dubois after the Brit fell ill ahead of his title defense. The Congolese fighter suffered a brutal second round knockout loss to Parker, but his promoter Ben Shalom believes that he would not have to wait long for the opportunity to get his career back on track. Let me give you the report of the fight proper. Martin Bakole replaced Daniel Dubois suddenly, but Joseph Parker dispatched him in 2 rounds after Arthur Bebesfish versus Dmitry Birov rematch for undisputed light heavyweight title. Joseph Parker took just 2 rounds to knock out Martin Bakole, a top-tier heavyweight fighter who came in at the shortest possible notice to replace Daniel Dubois at the ANB Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Bakole was attempting a feat that was surely without a precedent in the sport when Daniel Dubois, the IBF World Champion, fell ill just 2 days before he was due to fight Parker. Bakole decided to replace him. Traveling from Kinshasa in DR Congo, Bakole landed in Riyadh in the early hours of Saturday morning to take on Parker, another world-ranked heavyweight fighter, later that night for the WBO interim title. Parker jabbed diligently, but Bakole cuffed him with a right hand jab just before the end of the first round. The two tapped gloves respectfully, and then Bakole allowed himself a brief moment of celebration. He liked his start. Fighting in gloves borrowed from Dubois, Bakole marched after Parker in the second round. There were hints of danger for Bakole as he heaved punches at the body, then the head. Bakole demonstratively shook off the New Zealander's cross and came for him, but Parker then bowed over his right. He clipped Bakole high on the head that robbed him of his balance. His legs shivered out from the under, and Bakole toppled over. Well, Bakole used the ropes to heavy himself upright, but the referee would not let him continue, ruling him out in 2 minutes 17 seconds of the second round. Martin Bakole, thank you for accepting the challenge of flying all the way here on short notice and giving me a good fight. I stayed calm, structured, composed, and I got the victory. I'm fit, I'm strong, healthy, and sharp. Okay. How can you say somebody gave you a good fight when you defeated
in the second round?
Sport people and sarcasm.
In the second minute.
2 minutes 17 seconds.
It's over.
It's done.
See, I mean, do you know the reason I was even
for the fact that gloves from Daniel Dubois.
The reason I was asking was the fact that we were here on Friday and we were making out that Martin Bakole was a beast.
All of us were making out. They say it's everywhere nobody want to fight. All of us were making out.
Bunny, I mean, ridiculous decision.
I didn't watch the fight live because I was really sick all through the weekend.
I just saw highlights of the game.
On Sunday afternoon, I saw highlights, and then I saw like a prolonged highlight. And the way they beat Bakoli.
Do you know the first? The first thing was that Martin Bakoli gave the first jab. I mean, when he gave the first jab, he was excited. He was excited that I've arrived. But ridiculous decision, not just from his promoter, but also his coach. To accept the last minute.
Ridiculous decision. Do you know how much he made for that defeat?
But I mean, this is also his second loss out of that's 23 bouts now.
His biggest paycheck in any fight.
This one exactly
came on this defeat.
I agree with that.
His biggest paycheck came on this defeat.
But that defeat has now dented his record now.
Yeah, that did exactly because.
But then there's the money aspect of things.
He came in as an interim, and there's a big fight ahead for him in May.
Exactly.
Perhaps it could be put in the ring with Anthony Joshua.
Bro, come on, that's going to be two losers up against each other. But apart from that,
it's a losers game.
Yeah, it's a losers game.
Losers final.
Loser pay. This is for pay. This is the loser pay. But this one is loser to earn money. But apart from that as well, I mean, Joseph Parker has been in training camp for, I'm very, very sure since late last year, because obviously as a boxer you have to be in camp for like 2-3 months ahead of the game. And then there is a certain Martin Bakoli that was cheating right there.
But remember, all of us were also saying it on this show that is the kind of fighter that doesn't need to be in camp.
He has showed now that he has to hit the camp, and then maybe by May we'll be seeing his challenge out for him.
Okay, Mohamed Salah and Liverpool are unstoppable. The Premier League title race is over. Winners and losers are for this weekend. Well, it was nice while the battle lasted. The illusion of a title race was brutally shut down as Liverpool brushed Manchester City aside on Sunday and effectively ended Arsenal's hopes of catching them at the top of the Premier League. Goals from Mohamed Salah and Dominic Szoboszlai has secured a 2-0 victory that completed City's week from hell to hellfire as the Reds beat their city rivals away from home at the Premier League for the very first time in a decade, just days after Pep Guardiola has been dumped out of the Champions League by Real Madrid and specifically Kylian Mbappe. As City had beat farewell to the title race themselves when they were beaten by Liverpool at Anfield in December, but Arsenal still had a shred of hope toppling the Red after Aston Villa had helped the league leaders to draw on Wednesday. The Gunners approached a weekend hoping to cut Liverpool's advantage to 5 with a game in hand by beating lowly West Ham and hoping for a favour from City, but instead the Gunners fell to a shock home defeat while Ancelotti's slide ended a season-defining weekend by matching 11-point clear at the top of the table, and they closed in on a record equaling 20 English title. Agbatomi, is this done and dusted already? 11 points.
It's not done and
just
dusted.
21 points off for grabs. You think Liverpool will still drop this one? Arsenal, let me beat up this back. Arsenal were thinking that if they're able to win against West Ham and the Manchester City beats Liverpool, the points will be cut to 5, and Arsenal has got a game in hand on Liverpool. Then Arsenal will still play Liverpool at the Anfield. Remember the first leg at the Emirates ended in a draw.
That's true.
All of those permutations and hopes and calculations, are they trashed already?
Okay, you're not trashed, and I can categorically tell you that. Yeah, I'm very, very sincere now.
Would you look me in the hang on? Would you look me in the eyes and say Liverpool will drop 11 points this season and Arsenal will win all their games? Come on, my friend. Come on, my friend.
Now, according to history, now 11-point deficits have been overhauled before. That was Newcastle back in 1995-1996. As well as Manchester United, that also blew an 11-point advantage back in 1997-1998. So, I'm talking from the position of history now. But you also forget now that Arsenal has a game in hand against Liverpool. Now, Liverpool winning...
The game in hand is a trip to Nottingham Forest.
No, it's not going to be. It's going to be on the weekend of March 16.
Oh, that's true.
Which is going to be the final of the exactly. Liverpool were meant to play on that day, but because of the final, they had to bring the game forward. And that was against Aston Villa. But 11 points. If Liverpool loses 1, 2, 3 games, that's 9 points. Which is obviously still valid. It can still happen. Liverpool will still be playing Chelsea.
West Ham are 16th.
Yeah, I understand.
Hang on. West Ham are 16th.
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal have lost only 2 games the entire season.
Yes.
In fact, that was their
even before in 15 games.
That was their first defeat in 16 games. their first defeat at home the entire season in the league.
Yes.
And then they played against a West Ham that is 16th. West Ham are behind Manchester United.
But you forget that Arsenal defeated West Ham 5-2 as well.
That was when they had a team. Now what they have is a mirage. How do you want to compete for the Premier League? That's where you have Sterling.
Bukayo Saka is coming back very soon.
He's going to be medicine. He's going to be medicine after death.
Ńketiah as well is also going to be coming back.
Which Ńketiah?
Sorry, I said Ńketiah. I'm talking about what's his name now? The Ńwanéri. He's coming back very soon as well. Yes. Although I really don't know if Gabriel Martinelli has been ruled out for the entirety of the season, but I think can also be coming back.
Looking at you.
Okay, you see, what you forget is that a club can also go through some form of bad patch. Liverpool, the same thing to happen last season. Liverpool.
Somebody just texted us now, and I'm going to read it.
Okay.
And I'm going to read it. I didn't think of picking messages today, but I'm going to read it. Okay. This one says, this is in-house. I can tell that Agbatomi is just trying to be modest. We know that Arsenal has a tougher run of games compared to Liverpool, who's got 11 games to play to Arsenal's 12. And Slot to be the first Dutch coach to win the EPL. Thank you very much, Victor. That is where that message is coming in from. So, Agbatomi, let's flip it a little bit.
Okay.
The last 2 seasons has been a battle against Pep Guardiola for Arsenal and Arteta. Now, it was supposed to be a battle against Man City. But at the start of the season, nobody saw Man City struggle this much.
Yeah.
Then nobody also saw, maybe it's only 1% of any Liverpool fan that could imagine that Liverpool will compete for the title, not talk of winning.
And I was even part of the 1%.
When Jurgen Klopp left, a lot of people were thinking, Liverpool would have a meltdown and Slot will struggle. But Slot has slotted in effortlessly and they've gone 24 games without a defeat. And I'm going to ask you, a team that have gone 24 games without a defeat, do you see them? Do you ever sincerely, truthfully see them dropping 10 points for the next couple of games?
Okay, just like what I'm going to be saying, anything can happen in football. And I'm very, very sure that the Liverpool players are not even thinking of the title. Yes, they're not thinking of it. Now, what's his name now? Dominic Szoboszlai now mentioned yesterday during an interview with the broadcaster. He said, when Liverpool fans were singing, now we're going to win the league, that they didn't hear it. He said, no, that was tired. That I couldn't hear it.
Plus, you and your players, you are just being modest. Because there's no way, and I'll tell you for a fact, there's no way Liverpool was going to. Now, Arsenal would mount a title challenge with this squad that they have. Because Arsenal is just one more match to another injury. In short, I'm sure there are a lot of players within the Arsenal squad that are already injured. Maybe they're just nursing injury. Let's talk to Uche. Hello, Uche.
Hello,
Alpha.
Baba, I agree to you too, Jerry.
I think they don't want to take any talk today. I just make I try again. I always dial the number fire today.
Sorry about that.
Let me first congratulate Liverpool for winning the Premier League.
We've not won the league. 11 games still to go.
It is a shame for Mikel Arteta for the first season, and he's here dragging Arsenal to nowhere. So I don't see Mikel Arteta taking Arsenal to anywhere. They need to fire the man and get a state that can win Premier League for them. So Arteta is not the man. And for my Man United, I do happy say we at least won the match. So,
but you see the 15th.
See, okay, me now. I have the next 4 fixtures for Liverpool as well as Arsenal at this point in time. The next game for Liverpool is going to be on Wednesday, which is the 26th of February, and it's going to be against Newcastle at Anfield. That same Wednesday as well, Arsenal will be playing against Nottingham Forest, another title contender. I mean, that you'd obviously
Which title contender?
I mean, at the point,
which title contender?
They were 5 points on the top.
How many points are they now?
See. Apart from that, Liverpool will be playing Southampton next, last on the log rather, and then Arsenal will also be playing against Manchester United, who's going to be on the 9th of March. They will also be playing against Everton, talking about Liverpool, on the 2nd of April, and Chelsea will also be playing at home and hosting Arsenal on the 16th of March.
See, I appreciate you wanting to play the devil's advocate. or probably you wanting to be modest. But there are some times that you have to just tell the people the truth so that they can come down from their illusion. Hello, Michael.
Hello, good evening.
Good to have you on the show.
I feel this evening when it comes to African thing stuff. I really thank you so much. Thank you. First, I will not blame them for the statement he offered. Why is because I will talk about this NFF president, Ibrahim Buşo. We will say, what is this man thing?
Yeah.
When Napoli president said that nonsense about Osimhen, did anybody come out?
Nobody.
Then it was not Ibrahim Buşo now. It was
when this issue is happening to Lookman, did you see anybody saying anything? So how come Jimmy Karaja will not talk of that nonsense from his mouth?
Thank you very much, Michael. Funny enough, that's what everybody's talking about now. And I'm wondering why CAF itself hadn't come out to condemn Jimmy Karaga.
Yeah.
Because when you allow, a talk like this, when you allow a disrespectful statement. Funny enough, the platform at which the interview was aired, they already edited that part of the conversation out.
Exactly.
But trust the people already had it saved. They already edited that part of the conversation. That means the organization are also not proud of it, but they've also not come out to drop a disclaimer. And I think this is where CAF needs to stand up and say this level of disrespect is got to end.
I think Jimmy Karaga is in trouble, and it just looks like he might be getting himself kicked out of that.
I won't be surprised
platform.
if you take him out of it.
Yeah.
It looks like there's a deliberate attempt from Anfield to continue to denigrate what AFCON stand for.
No, not from Anfield.
Your manager said it. Said it.
Okay, not from Anfield. The player, the former coach, they are different entities. No, they are not a representation of what the club feels.
Have you had a Nigerian playing in Liverpool before?
In Nigeria, no. Yes.
Thank you very much for being a part of the production. He never played the competitive game for Liverpool.
Liverpool signed him.
He never played the competitive game for
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
He was signed by Liverpool.
He never played the competitive game for Liverpool for 8 years. He was being passed around like a tablecloth.
Like a market.
Next up is live is good with Cordelia Okpe. Join us same time, same station tomorrow, 6 to 7 p.m. Milan 98.3 FM Sports Cruise. Bye for now.
Hi, my name is Cordelia Okpe. I'd like to invite you to join me every Monday at 7 p.m. on Mainland 98.3